in WNBA history.
WNBA in 2026, it's the hair in the hair. There's no tortoises anymore.
No, everybody plays fast.
Everybody.
Clark and Mitchell scoring or assisting on 74% of Indiana's points in that first half. But here's Toronto have cut it to 12 from Mabry, 12 from Sykes.
It's like the decision to have the first play go to Mabry.
And Boston on the keeper gets all the way to the cup. A reminder, Atlanta, Vegas up next on ESPN. That's an outstanding second game here. Mabry again. And when she gets hot, she can really heat up. A 53-point game already this season, which tied the WNBA record. Oh, now Mabry and Mitchell get into it. Kelsey Mitchell getting into Mabry's face afterwards and saying, don't try that.
Mitchell never does this. Mitchell never does this. Even when she gets frustrated, when she doesn't get calls, she generally walks the other way. And
I'm surprised they didn't take a moment to review it at all. They just issued technical fouls to both. Clark lost the handle, trying to dig it up. Finds Hull, her three won't go. And Toronto a chance to cut a little closer. 4-point game. Mabry, not that time. Great box out from Timpson, who stormed down the floor to get position. Clark sidestepping three. You bet! Caitlin Clark's range has cleared customs. Third straight made three for Clark. She's up to 15.
This game's just over about, what, an hour and 10 minutes? That's less than it took. Computers were down when I landed last night. It took Holly Rowe 5 minutes to clear customs. It took me 90.
Look, I'm pro-human, but you want the computers working.
Oh, yes.
Foul called against Toronto. Uskaida called for the personal.
That's a foul called.
Here's Mitchell, and now Mitchell gets called for the offensive foul as Sykes is hunched over. Or is it Boston?
I think it was Mitchell.
I think it was Mitchell, too. They called like maybe it should have been on Boston. However, Indiana will take that trade. It was number 2 on Mitchell, would have been number 3 on Boston. Wow, what a swat from Aaliyah Boston, a full palm.
That's the second time.
Third block for Boston, had 3 in the overtime win the other day. Uskaida can't hit the 3. Boston the rebound. Clark eyes up the floor, trying to get it to Mitchell, and it's deflected by Harrison. Indiana's 8th turnover. Sykes, quick moves over to Rice, attacks and lays. 5-point game. Toronto's done a nice job to stay attached to Indiana. Clark, lot of space, drains another.
Give credit to Kelsey Mitchell. She set a nice little flare screen there to give Caitlin Clark that kind of room.
For Clark, she's hit her last 4 attempts from 3. Uskaida gets held up by Timpson, and we will have a jump ball.
The last position, like, set the screen when we were out in Golden State.
Kevin Fahey, that's right. We had fun with him.
He had a clean one.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right. He made sure to stay back on that.
Yes,
nice job, Kevin. Harrison jumps the route there. Telegraph pass from Clark. Harrison can't lay it in, and it's knocked out of bounds by Toronto. And substitutions now for the tempo. Fagbenle and Morrow will check in. Time for tonight's DraftKings Sportsbook player polls. One Sportsbook for live betting. Use promo code COURT when you sign up. Foul on Rice as she had tied up Clark. And that will be the 3rd on Kiki Rice.
Things get a little physical and chippy here.
It
in
is.
The 3rd quarter.
Here's Mitchell. Mitchell dishing. Clark lobbing. Boston in a crowd. What a pass. Home. Can't hit the three. Just an incredible pass from Boston.
She really has a great awareness of how many defenders are around her.
Mabry couldn't pop it in. Harrison gobbles it up. Couldn't finish. Timpson tips it away. Here's Clark looking for Mitchell. Finding her, and Mitchell with her 20th straight game with at least 20 points, tying Asia Wilson's WNBA record.
Mitchell running the right efficiency is so incredibly impressive because of the volume of threes that she takes.
She's also taken a huge step defensively this year. Stephanie White has given her the toughest assignment often, as Clark tried to lead Cunningham and threw it out of bounds. Third turnover of the quarter for Clark. 5:35 to go in the third. 10-point Indiana lead. Mabry started to get hot. Can't drop that one in. Morrow tough on the glass. Comes up with another board. Anissa Morrow gets fouled by Hines Allen. And it will stay here. Oh, Toronto, 10 offensive rebounds already in this game. Mabry can't float it in. Hines Allen the rebound. There's Clark. Got sloppy in this third. Her fourth turnover of the frame. They've been doing a nice job of late protecting the basketball. Indiana as a team has as well. We gave you the number last game. When they turn it over 13 times or fewer, they are 12-3 on the season. They're up to 11 so far tonight. Cunningham knocks it away. Here's Fagbenle. Rice. Shot clock at 1. Rice, the step through, got it on the rim. That's enough for Morrow to keep it alive. Nurse buries the three, and it's single digits again. Here's Clark. Off the back of her heel, out of bounds. And that is the 15.
You have to get more possessions. Toronto's doing that by forcing turnovers and getting to the offensive glass.
Rice can't whirl it in. Morrow barges in, lays it home, and Stephanie White will take a timeout. It's a 5-point game. This crowd fired up. Sykes fading away, leaves it short. Boston the rebound. Here's Mitchell, step back three, short, long rebound, Toronto. Let's check in with Kiki Rice joining us from the bench right now. Kiki, how about this run you guys have been able to make? We're down 17, had it to 5 moments ago. What have you liked most about what you have all have done as a group?
Just playing hard, playing with energy, and we feed off each other when we do that. So.
What does it say about the toughness of your team, though, to continue to come back anytime Indiana tries to create some separation?
Yeah, that has to be our DNA. I mean, we got to fight hard. We got to compete at a high level, regardless of the score. And I thought we did a really good job of that this quarter.
Kiki, how about the crowd here in Toronto at Scotiabank, sold out tonight? Really feels like they've been terrific.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean,
it's Kiki Rice, the rookie, after helping lead UCLA to a national championship as a senior. Part of that incredible through the Final Four national championship game. And then all were drafted.
Corey Close did such a wonderful job with that group of seniors, the entire team.
Here's Harris, the little breakdown, the nuzzle in, couldn't finish it. Morrow is so good on the glass as Timpson deflects it out of bounds.
And Anissa Morrow is listed at 6'1". I don't think she's that tall. And the impact she can have on the glass at her size is simply remarkable.
Sykes gives it up. Thagbenle, another for Temi Thagbenle. That is her third 3 on 3 attempts.
She came into this game 3 of 13 from 3 on the season. She's made as many threes in this game as she had the entire season previously.
And she's not hesitating at all on these attempts. Mitchell, wow! Kelsey Mitchell, a human highlight reel and a chance for 3. This is the thing, and you talked about it before, it's not just the amount of points, the efficiency, and then it's the efficiency given the shot profile from Mitchell. You just saw in this 19, now 20-game stretch, she's over 50% from the floor. She's almost 50% from 3. It's not like she's shooting cupcakes. I mean, these are difficult attempts, but she just makes everything look easy. Nurse, short, long rebound to Mitchell. Mitchell, hesitation, backs away, deflected out of bounds, will stay with Indiana.
What would the term cupcakes and basketball come together?
It's been like something easy. So
I'm gonna get on that.
Mitchell, you bet! Kelsey Mitchell, another exquisite offensive performance. She has 26.
Back to the Mitchell efficiency, she attempts 6.5 threes per game and still has that efficiency.
Mitchell looking for more. Does she have it? Oh my! She's unstoppable. Kelsey Mitchell with the last 8 for Indiana. Morrow drops in the jumper. Does Indiana get Mitchell? Another look here, 2-for-1 opportunity for the Fever if they hurry. They did not hurry. Here's Billings putting it on the deck, coughing it up out of bounds. Well, MVP candidates this season, incredibly strong case. And Indiana has a couple of candidates here as well, as Indiana turns that one over out of bounds. It is not hyperbole to say this recent stretch from Clark, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, statistical stretches we've ever seen from a point guard. This stretch from Mitchell extending even beyond the stretch from Clark, one of the greatest, if not the greatest stretch we've seen from a shooting guard in this league's history. Rice can't finish. Morrow twists, and that will do it for the third. Indiana take Clark and Mitchell with 47 combined points. Everybody's been efficient today for Indiana, shooting 59% from the floor. Mitchell gets a breather here to begin the fourth. She has 29 points. Here's Clark launching short, long rebound. Morrow will double this season off the bench, extending her WNBA lead. It's the most in a single season by a player off the bench in league history.
Made such an impact in that third quarter where Toronto had 6 offensive boards, forced 7 turnovers out of Indiana. As a result, had 8 more field goal attempts in that quarter alone.
Harris working behind Timpson. To the corner, Boston. Boston barrels in and a soft touch of the cup. 14 for Aaliyah Boston on 7 of 10 shooting. The trio of Boston, Mitchell, and Clark on pace to set the WNBA record for most points per game by a trio. Morrow, no, another offensive rebound.
That was a result of the blitz coming up and then Indiana being in rotation defensively.
And Rice nails the mid-range. That Bancole rebound was the 15th offensive rebound for Toronto in this game. Clark into the paint, separates, and knocks down the mid-range. 20 for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, 6th straight game with at least 20 points and 5 assists, tying herself for the longest streak in WNBA history.
How about Morrow, 6'1", going right at Timpson, able to score on the shot blocker.
And a whistle here against Toronto.
She doesn't get blocked.
I mean, she has been very impressive tonight. Toronto feeling good about that trade. Here's Cunningham. Off to Boston, her three, won't go. Ooh. Ooh. As Timpson gets called for the foul. You want a little more history?
I always want more history.
So Clark and Mitchell have both scored 20 tonight. It's their 16th game this season where they both scored 20. Breaking a tie with Diana Taurasi and Cappie Pondexter back in 2008 for the most such games by a duo in a single season.
This is your like AP level in the way you're teaching the history of the W.
Well, this is our incredible research department. Jenny leading the way for us tonight. Van Cole kicks it out. Here's Mabry firing inside. Harrison can't finish it. Another offensive rebound from Morrow. Van Cole's three is good. Toronto cashing in on the second chance points, and it's single digits once again. Harris off to Timpson. Timpson lost it, and then that's going to be a foul going the other way. It's going to be called on Boston, and that will be her 4th.
Boston and Harrison, their arms got caught up underneath. Right in front of the official. There.
It felt like that could have been a play on, probably. Rice, banker.
Ooh.
Big time board from Timpson, trying to squeeze it out to Clark, and does. Clark looking to shake Van Cole, drives in, gets fouled, and will go to the line. This Sunday, tune in to watch the Washington Spirit versus the Orlando Pride, 4 Eastern on ESPN2. And Trinity Rodman, Washington Spirit star, as Clark hits the first. Let's check in with Holly.
We were talking to Caitlin Clark earlier today at practice just about how she has grown in her 3rd year here in the WNBA. And one of the areas that she's really improved in is defense. Yes, I'm talking about Caitlin as a good defender. She had a couple of incredible possessions at the end of our overtime game in Atlanta on Alicia Gray, who had a career high. And she said this is something that has been a mindset shift for her. Her coach said, I do believe her mindset has shifted. Caitlin said, I'm taking great pride in it. And I am trying to be good enough where I'm not getting subbed out late in games because my defense isn't good enough. That is a big step that she's taken this year in the W.
Good stuff, Hall, as Cunningham can't hit the three, but a foul. And 3 free throws coming for Sophie Cunningham. Here we're talking about it with Steph White there as well. Instead, Cunningham hits the first. Take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Coming up next here on ESPN. Fun game. And tomorrow on USA, Minnesota and Golden State, 10 Eastern. Thursday, a prime doubleheader. Go to WNBA.com and visit the WNBA app.
You know what was not on that graphic?
A full slate? I don't know.
Any cupcakes?
You're right. You really want to drive this home?
No, I'm just revisiting it quickly.
Rice looking inside to Morrow. Clark trying to hang with Mabry. Mabry digs in. Mabry unable to finish. Here's Clark. Eyes up. Bounces to Boston. Doesn't take the three. Will drive it inside. Draws two. Harris can't hit the three. Boston the rebound. Clark fakes it. Wheels back. Draws Rice. Clark, difficult step back. Air ball. Harris retrieves. Shot clock fading. And a violation against Indiana. With 5:52 to go in this 4th. 15th turnover for the Fever. And a timeout on the floor. Indiana the 14-point 4th quarter lead.
When when she was at DePaul. She was terrific at LSU. And she has always talked about, my family taught me that I had to be a relentless worker. I talked to her at the WNBA draft, and she said this example that my family set about how hard you had to work to find success in life, that's how I want to play. And we're seeing that play out here tonight. I think this is a really cool introduction to her. This is her first home game here in Toronto since the trade for Connecticut. I think they're going to fall in love with her and her work ethic. It stands out here tonight.
And there, GM Monica Wright pulled off a nice trade there. Gave up just a future second-round pick and then the rights to Maria Klundikova. But Morrow already filling a need. She all
Understanding it's going to be a growing year. Their down bodies has been all season long due to injury.
And Sandy knew that when she took this job as well. There were multiple franchises that were interested in her services. She's been a championship head coach at 2 different stops. But she loved the setup, the ownership, the chance to build something new here in Toronto.
Our pregame meetings with Sandy Brondello may be unmatched.
That's
just
right.
in times of she's always delightful, no matter what her team is going through.
Billings, the handoff to Clark. Clark, 6 to shoot. Finds hole in the corner, 3 to shoot, back to Clark, and a 3-second violation called on Indiana. Coming up next, Atlanta and Vegas here on ESPN. With 5:14 to go in this fourth. Vegas currently the 3 seed, Atlanta the 5 for the WNBA playoff standings. Here's Sykes. Tosses inside, Harrison redirects, Nurse a 3. Too much on it. Rebound lands in the lap of Clark. Slow pace a little bit. Here's Clark. Fouled by Harrison. Tumbles to the floor. Grabbing at her hand. 4th team foul on Toronto. 9 days is the minutes of Clark and Mitchell because they have played a lot of minutes of late. Here's Hull cutting through. Couldn't finish it. Harrison the rebound. Sykes in transition, looking to take it to Clark. Lays it in, plus the foul. And Brittany Sykes can make it a single-digit game.
And one.
You know, Kelsey Mitchell has not come into the game yet in this fourth. Sitting at the edge of the bench. Wonder if Steph White is trying to be able to get to the finish line without having to throw her star back in there. But 29 points in 24 minutes for Mitchell. Stay here with Indiana. Toronto saying to their bench, challenge that, feeling like it last hit the fever, and they will not. 9-point game, still a lot of time left. Clark on the cut, backs away, lets it fly, can't hit. Morrow another rebound. That is her 15th. 8 defensive, 7 offensive. Sykes no. Timpson a big time board. And now Indiana will take a timeout with 4:01 to go. And the Fever unable to permanently separate. Morrow has been the engine behind the tempo. The fourth quarter, obviously that's a big developing story at 29 points in 24 minutes through the first 3. The MVP candidate who's having a historically great season. Going back to the locker room. And home player too many minutes after seeing the way her body broke down in the semifinals against Vegas last year in Game 5. But how she never seems tired, it can always go, but you have to be careful. Yuskaita back in. Good hands from Boston and Harris. But then it ends up with Harrison who lays it in. Still a lot of game left here. Under 3:30 to go. Toronto on a 7-0 run. It is a 7-point game. Cunningham in the corner, lobs it in. Timpson to catch. And the lay through the contact. And timeout taken by the Tempo with 3:08 to go in the fourth. We'll be back in 60 seconds. The rest of the fourth, it seems, without Mitchell. Obviously, any further update we have will pass along, as will the studio crew in the second game. As Harrison lays it in. Good play out of the timeout from Toronto. Meanwhile, Brittany Sykes on a minutes restriction. That's why she's not on the floor right now. For the tempo, she was trying to negotiate more minutes per Holly with Sandy Brondello, but Toronto has to be careful her first game back in 2 months. Boston kicks it out. Harris, 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. Harris pizza pies it home with the shot clock expiring. Rice, they need it. Too much on it. Rebound, Euskaite. Cunningham comes with a swipe, and it's out of bounds to Toronto.
Caitlin Clark was trying to box out there, and Euskaite just did a phenomenal job elevating and keeping the...
You review it at the next closest stoppage, and obviously Mitchell and what she's dealing with. Mabry gets it inside, foul on Clark. That's her third. Euskaite will go to the line to shoot 2.
Great cut by Euskaite. She came from the right side of the floor in front of Caitlin Clark and just posted up with great position.
Euskaite misses the first.
Euskaite is strong.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup.
Big and strong player here, and as you mentioned earlier in the game, with experience playing facing the basket from overseas.
Has played in Lithuania, Poland, Spain, Turkey. 8-point game. Here's Clark off to Boston. Her 3 won't go. Harrison the rebound, and an opportunity for Toronto. And Mabry leads the Magic. Got hit by Cunningham. Toronto in the bonus, and now Mabry will go to the line with a chance to make this a 6-point game.
I'm sorry, and then extends hand for 5s.
Mabry with 16. She leads all Toronto scorers. Morrow has been incredible with the double-double off the bench, 14 points, 15 rebounds. Indiana basketball leading by 7. Clark has to get it across the timeline and didn't. That's an 8-second violation. Clark was just kind of absent-minded in the backcourt and just didn't get it across. So a turnover from Indiana. 17th, knocked away. Timpson comes up with it. Here is Clark. Clark through the lane, kicks it out. Cunningham connects. And that might be the dagger. Indiana by 10 with 1:25 to go.
White would have liked to see her team extend this lead, and the multiple times where they had the opportunity to do so, to really put the game away. Haven't done that, but continue to make plays like that last one we saw from Cunningham.
Mabry launches in a 3 and don't go away yet. 7-point game, 1:20 to go. Atlanta, Vegas up next on ESPN. Clark into the lane. The fadeaway won't go. Rebound Morrow. A chance for Toronto. Mabry banks it in, and suddenly it's a 4-point game. And with 13 off the bench, is 3 of 3 from deep. 22 now for Mabry to lead the way for Toronto. And Morrow, 14 points, 16 boards. Boston, plenty of time in the shot clock. Gets it back, and a foul called on Toronto as Cunningham might have rolled her ankle. And free throws coming here for Indiana. They're in the bonus, and Cunningham a little shaken up. in the aftermath. Cunningham, a critical player to Indiana in what they do. Boston drains the first. Hits them both. And now Toronto will take their reset timeout. Reset, a few years old in this league, allows you to advance the basketball as well as sub chip on a review. Here's Mabry firing again. Not that time, long rebound. Rice comes up with it and is fouled by Cunningham. Kiki Rice will go to the line with 46.6 to go.
Sophie Cunningham a little bit frustrated. She felt like Mabry got her.
Buries the first.
This Temple team played with so much heart and toughness.
Rice hits them both. Indiana will use their reset. Inbounds to Boston. Off to Clark. Clock is the friend of the Fever. Clark letting it wind. Clark, no look underneath. Harris backs away. Shot clock at 8. Harris with a shot clock at 7. Harris stuck off to Boston. 2 to shoot. Boston can't get it to go. Toronto basketball, and they will take a timeout. Their final timeout with 20.5 remaining. Inbound, Harrison. Harrison trying to get it to Mabry. Hull defending her tightly. Mabry looking to find an angle and a carry. As Toronto turns it over, that shot will not count. Although the crowd delighted by it, the Tempo turn it over.
That was great defense by Lexi Hull, that entire possession on Mabry.
Clark gets fouled on the inbound, and now we'll go to the line.
Toronto was trying to get a touch for Mabry, and Hull.
Even though it's been a quieter offensive season, she still brings that. Great D at a key time. Clark hits both, his 24 points. 5 seconds left. That won't go. Timpson deflects it, and that will do it. The Indiana Fever hang on for a 5th straight victory as their first trip to Canada is a successful one.